Good morning, and welcome to our virtual student technology orientation. My name is Belinda Parkinson, and I work on the communications team in Information Technology and Computing Services, or ITCS as it's usually called. We're the department that provides all things technology, network access, software, educational tools, and other resources that help you succeed here at ECU. With me today are Erin Gray, the Technology Sales Manager for Dowdy Student Stores, and she's going to speak about our Student Computing Initiative program. We also have Matt Powell, Manager of the ITCS Service Management Team, who will discuss technology assistance and training options, as well as other services. You'll also hear from me again a little later when I tell you about email and Microsoft 365 apps, file storage options, and software that's available to students. If you have any questions during the presentation, feel free to type them into the chat, and one of our technicians will post an answer. Also, we're recording this session, and a link as well as an FAQ of all the questions you asked today will be posted on our website at itcs.ecu.edu. And now, I'll turn the presentation over to Erin.
Thank you, Belinda. My name is Erin Gray. I am the Technology Sales Manager at Dowdy Student Stores in the PartTech area. Today I'm going to talk to you about our Student Computer Initiative. We are located inside the Dowdy Student Stores, which is also located inside the main campus Student Center. We always tell people if you need to find us, just look for the giant ECU letters. We are directly behind those letters. You can find us online at studentstores.ecu.edu, and you can call us toll-free anytime at 877-499-8398. We always get asked why you should buy from the PartTech. There are a couple of reasons why. First, we offer a variety of hardware. We're an Apple authorized campus store that allows us to carry Apple laptops, desktops, iPads, and a variety of other accessories. We carry Dell laptops as well as Lenovo laptops. We also offer discounts and promotions. All of our laptops are at an educational price, which means they have discounts up to $200 off retail price. Dell also already has a back to school promo right now that goes through October 31st, which is an offer of a $100 mail-in rebate on any Dell computer purchased at the store. We also have a 20% off sale on our laptop sleeves or cases with the purchase of a laptop. We also partner with the PartTech, and that is part of the Student Computer Initiative. And that means that we ensure that every computer we offer fits into the educational model and can be serviced on campus. We also have a loaner program, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a second. But if you purchase a laptop and a warranty from the PartTech, you are eligible for a loaner computer. If you are purchasing a new computer, most students do purchase a laptop, and that's just for ease of portability. You can take it with you to the class, library, or friend's dorm room. If you're going to purchase one, we suggest you check out ecu.edu/PartTech to get a list of the 2020 configurations and program requirements. We also ask that you check with your academic advisor for any special computer requirements. In a minute, I'm going to show you a list of all of these requirements, and you'll notice that some things say they are basic configurations, multimedia, and graphic design configurations. Basic configurations cover the needs of most students. Multimedia systems have more storage, higher processors, and they're designed for music, photos, and video. And graphic design configurations are designed for high graphic design applications. This is a list of the ECU Department computer requirements and recommendations for fall 2020. And again, this can be found on the PartTech's website. There, on this sheet, you can see that it's broken down into academic major, the requirement and recommendation and when it applies, and the minimum specifications. So this will break down a lot of the majors on campus, and there's a few more slides with this. But if you're planning on going into biology, they require, when you declare as a major, that you have a basic PC or a basic Mac. This is more information. The question we always get is for the College of Business. The College of Business requires that when you declare as a business major, or if you're accepted into the graduate program, that you have a multimedia PC or tablet. And this tablet is not an iPad. It is something similar to a Dell 2-in-1 or a Lenovo Yoga, something that can be flipped into a tablet as well as a laptop. We also have a lot of questions with the interior design and merchandising. They recommend that you have a graphic design PC with an OpenGL. That just simply means that you have extra storage for graphic applications. And this last slide will finish up the departments. The main questions that we have on this one are the construction management and engineering. Construction management require graphic design PC and Mac, and engineering is either a multimedia PC or a graphic design PC, depending on which type of engineering you're going into. Now, all of those information sounds kind of weird, graphic, multimedia, and basic. All of the laptops that we carry in the store all fall into the category of either multimedia or graphic design. To break it down very easily, graphic design computers typically are 16-inch monitors, and they have at least 16 gigs of RAM and either 256 or 512 solid-state drives. All multimedias typically are a 13-inch computer screen with at least 8 gigs of RAM and at least 256 of solid-state storage. Again, all the computers that we carry in the store fall under the category of either multimedia or graphic design. So we do have a computer for every department on campus. Now, we always get the question of, can you run Windows on a Mac? This is usually when you check your department and your advisor and they say that you need to have a PC. If you want to have a Mac over a PC, we suggest that you check with your department and advisor to determine if you can use a Mac for your coursework. You will also need a copy of Windows 10, but it's free to students, so you do not have to purchase this. And you will need an application like Boot Camp, Parallels, or VMware Fusion. What type of Mac do you need to do this? We suggest that you purchase a MacBook Pro with at least 8 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of solid-state storage. This is simply because once you put the Windows operating system on your Mac, it can take up a good portion of your hard drive space. And if you need any assistance doing this, the PartTech can assist you with installing the Windows OS as well as the application to help run it. We also offer different warranties at the student store. We carry AppleCare and SafeWare. And there's an image with just the basic breakdown of that there. The main differences is AppleCare, there are claim limits. There are also deductibles. It is only for a 3-year term, and there is no theft protection. SafeWare, there are no claim limits. There are no deductibles. It is for 4 years, and there is now a 4-year theft coverage. Basically, what this means is if you have an Apple computer, you can either go with AppleCare or SafeWare. It just depends on whichever one you would like. And if you have a PC, you can go with SafeWare. We also offer a loaner program. You're eligible for the loaner program if you purchase both your laptop and warranty from the Tech Deck. And while your laptop is being repaired at the PartTech, we at the Tech Deck can offer you a loaner, so you're never without a laptop. We have a lot of questions on if you can just purchase the warranty only from the Tech Deck, not your computer, if you already have a computer purchased. You can do this as long as your computer was purchased within 1 year for SafeWare, but you need to bring the computer into the store with a copy of your receipt. This is just so we can verify that there is nothing already wrong with the computer and when it was purchased. But again, that can be done in the store. For any more information you might need, please visit our website at studentstores.ecu.edu. You can visit our Tech Deck page and our frequently asked questions page. And you can also email us at studentstores@ecu.edu or call us at 252-328-6731. And again, we're always here to answer any questions you might have. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Matt so Matt can speak about the help desk.
Thanks, Aaron. And as Aaron mentioned, I'm Matt Powell. I'm the service desk manager. A URL to remember is going to be ithelp.ecu.edu. You can find a lot of good information about the help desk there. On that page, you can find information regarding questions. You can find out information on how to contact us. We've got several different ways to contact us. You can call us by calling through. Our local number is 252-328-9866. We also have a toll-free number, which is 1-800-340-7081. You can also start a chat. We have a link on our website for you to begin a chat. So you just click the chat button and a technician will work with you. You can also submit a service request. So if we're closed after hours, you can click the go to page and submit a service request, and someone will respond to you as soon as they can. You can also go to our website, and we have a knowledge base, and it contains over 420 self-help articles. So you'll be able to try to, figure out things, when we're closed, or if you're just trying to find out how to do something. All right. We also provide LinkedIn Learning, also formerly known as lynda.com. And this is a free subscription for students. So students have access to LinkedIn Learning. It's a great resource. Students can learn a lot of different things. It's basically a place where they can go and look up videos, and they're all professional videos. It could be on technology, software, and other subjects. I've used it for looking up stuff in Excel, leadership, so a lot of different things. If you got a class and they're talking about, making a pivot table, you can go to LinkedIn Learning and basically type in pivot tables in Excel and wait for the results. But it's like I said, it's a great resource for students. It's free. To log into LinkedIn Learning, you'll need to go to our website first, and you can go to go.ecu.edu/LinkedIn Learning, or I'm sorry, go.ecu.edu/LinkedIn. That URL is on the screen. All right, we also provide the campus network inside and out. ITCS provides the network connectivity. We have wireless in academic buildings and residence halls. We also have wireless in the dining halls, libraries, student centers. There's wired access in all the dorms except for green. We expanded the coverage on campus through most of our major carriers, so increasing the connectivity. All right, wireless, I mentioned that we provide the wireless. There's 3 different wireless networks at ECU. We have the EduRoam network, the ECU Wi-Fi network, and the ECU Guest network. The EduRoam network is our primary wireless network. It is encrypted and secure. It's used for your computers, smartphones, and tablets. One thing about EduRoam, you must first onboard your device, and once you onboard your device, it is good for 4 years on the network. One other advantage of EduRoam is if you go to another institution that has EduRoam, you'll be able to log on to their wireless network using your credentials here at ECU. The ECU Wi-Fi network is our open, non-secure network. It's really used for your internet-ready devices, such as your smart TV and gaming console. One thing about the ECU Wi-Fi network is it does require you to authenticate every time you connect, except if you register your device on mydevices.ecu.edu. So what that means is if you got a gaming console or smart TV, you can go register 2 devices on there so you don't have to authenticate every day. And then let's say you get another device and you want to take one of your other ones off, you can remove and add devices as long as you only have 2 devices on it. The ECU Guest Network is for visitors, and that requires a faculty or staff sponsor. I just wanted to mention that. And to onboard your device so you can connect to EduRoam, you'll go to onboard.ecu.edu, and basically you'll just install a certificate and you'll be able to access the EduRoam network. And if you have any problems, you can contact PartTech or the help desk, and we'll be glad to assist you in any way we can. All right, living in the residence hall, I mentioned there's wireless access. You got EduRoam and ECU Wi-Fi. We also have wired access. If you're connecting to the hardwired or wired connection, it does require for you to bring a network cable, and we do recommend a 20-foot cable so you can get around the room. Most rooms have 1 or 2 Ethernet ports, all of them except for Green Residence Hall. Regarding device security, we encourage everyone to make sure you keep your antivirus and malware tools up to date. We encourage you to install the latest operating system and make sure your software and operating system are up to date. One other thing to mention, as far as in the residence halls, wireless routers are not permitted. All right, IT security considerations. We're going to talk about file sharing, phishing scams, and other safety concerns. So first of all, let's look at file sharing. File sharing is prohibited at ECU. ECU students are cautioned against the use of file sharing programs to download music and video files. These programs may actually be sharing copyright material illegally, even though they appear legitimate. Here at ECU, we try to block the file sharing traffic. It is blocked. I just want to mention if that, some of the penalties for file share, for sharing copyright information. Students who illegally download copyright material may lose network privileges and be subject to fines and disciplinary actions. For more information on copyright, you can go to copyright.ecu.edu. All right, phishing scams. Over the last couple of years, we've seen a lot of phishing scams here at ECU and other places. First thing to remember is legitimate business, including ECU, will never request for your personal information. We have your information that we need. So one thing we do recommend is make sure you have your antivirus package up to date. For Macs, we recommend X Protect, and for PC, we recommend Windows Defender. You're also, free to choose another antivirus from a reputable vendor if you prefer. One thing to also remember is protect your personal information. Never reveal your passphrase to anyone, not even your parents, your best friend, or anyone. Keep your passphrase to yourself so only you know it. Also, we recommend you to, like I mentioned before, keep your antivirus and malware up to date and configured, and also keep your operating system and other software up to date. How to prevent falling for a phishing scam. First of all, if you're unsure about the email and you get something in the mail, call the business from a number on the website or a bill. Don't call the number in the email, because if they sent you an email and it's a phishing scam, they want you to call or respond to that number or to that email. And if you respond to it, you're responding to the phishing. So we always recommend, if you got a bill, and if you don't have a bill, just go to their website and then call that number and ask them if they sent you that email. A lot of times you can mouse over the URL, the link, you mouse over the link and it'll show the actual URL. We send a lot of information out about important technology information through ITCS notifications at ecu.edu, and also technology news at ecu.edu. We also have a way to help protect the links, so messages that are automatically filtered to identify them as safe or malicious. Safe links work when they click. If it's a malicious link, we try to block them. However, sometimes we don't catch them all, so just be careful. If it doesn't look legitimate, just don't click on it. If you receive an email and it's requesting for your personal information, we encourage you to delete it. I mean, because legitimate business and ECU wouldn't ask for that information. Do you have if you do provide your account information, or you do provide any sensitive information, we encourage you to change your passphrase immediately. And the reason why is, if you provide that information and you change it, then hopefully the person wouldn't have time to log into your account and make any changes. So we encourage you, if you do provide any account information, change your passphrase immediately, and then call the help desk and let us know. And our number is right there, 328-9866, or our toll-free number, which is 1-800-340-7081, and then we'll put a ticket in and provide some assistance if we can, or point you in the right direction. Okay, PartTech, that's our Student Computing Support Center, and that's managed by David Creech. A URL to remember is ecu.edu/PartTech. You're probably thinking, what is PartTech? Well, PartTech is there if you have a computer problem. They have they're a certified repair center. They do warranty repair for Apple, Lenovo, and Dell. They're there to help you if you have network connectivity issues, if you have trouble setting up your email on your phone or computer. Let's say you're installing some software and you just can't get it installed. They're there for you. They'll be glad to help you and help you get that software resolved. Let's say you have a virus on your machine. Take it to them. They'll look at it, help you get that virus removed. So any computer issue you're having, we encourage you to take it to PartTech. Like I said, they do warranty repair for Apple, Lenovo, and Dell. If you don't have an Apple, Lenovo, or Dell, and you're having problems installing software or you're having problems, take it to them first, and they'll be glad to help you, see if they can fix it. And if not, they'll point you in the right direction. They're also part of the Student Computing Initiative. PartTech works with the academic programs to help select the system requirements. So they're very involved with the computer stuff. They have 2 different locations. One is on the main campus student center at 139, and the other one is in Joyner Library, 1101. Their current hours for the main campus student center is Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturdays and Sundays, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. And these hours are subject to change, and the hours that we're planning for Joyner are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. All right, computer labs. This is also managed by David Creech. So campus computer labs, we have a lot of student computer labs on campus. They're available in most campus buildings. They're open during the day and at night. That link on the screen, itcs.ecu.edu/find-a-lab-search, is a good place to go if you're trying to find out where a computer lab is, how many vacant seats are available to go sit in, and also what software is on those machines. So great resource. We also have a print allowance for students. So in the fall, students receive $10. In the spring, they receive $10, and in the summer, they receive $10 printing allowance. If you don't use all your money in the fall, it does roll over to the spring, and if you don't use it in the spring, it rolls over to the summer. And what you don't use in the summer, it will be reset back in the fall. If you need to print something, it's 2 cents a page for the black and white documents, and it's 10 cents a page for colored documents. They also do specialty printing, and that's 10 cents a square foot. Other thing to mention about student printing, students can send academic assignments from home to our print kiosk. They can send it through a mobile device, and they also have copy and scan service available in several of the computer labs. So just wanted to mention that about the different resources. Okay, and that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Belinda Parkinson, and she's going to talk about what else does ITCS provide for students.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Aaron. So I'm going to talk about a few other tools and resources that ECU and ITCS provide to students. So the first thing I want to talk about, very important thing because this colors every part of your student life, is your Microsoft 365 subscription. This is one of the most important resources you will need as a student. This service includes email, which you already know about, but it also includes cloud storage through OneDrive, which I'll discuss more about in a moment, 5 downloads for the Office suite that you can download to either a Mac or a PC. That includes Outlook, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, the usual programs. You also get the OneNote organizational tool, and you also get access to Teams, which is a very powerful collaboration tool. To check out all the available apps, just click the app launcher icon in the upper left of your 365 screen or your email screen. ECU offers 2 different file storage options for students. The first, Pirate Drive, is 125 gigabytes you can use for storing sensitive information. So for example, if you're doing a research project, Pirate Drive is the place to save that work. If you're on campus and you're logged into the network, ECU network, you can access this storage, Pirate Drive storage, through the U drive. You can also access your Pirate Drive files through Pirate Port or by logging into the ECU network through a virtual private network connection. There is no mobile app for Pirate Drive. The other storage option is OneDrive Cloud Storage available through your Microsoft 365 subscription. You have 5 terabytes for storage and the ability to share and collaborate with others. So it's good for coursework, and you can create or edit files within your browser using the Office apps. As with most of the Microsoft 365 apps, there is a mobile option. So to learn more about the features and how-tos for these two services, just visit itcs.ecu.edu/services and search for either option. Somewhere along the line during your time at ECU, you'll need to do a bit of research, and we provide students with several options for statistical software like SPSS, MATLAB, and there are 4 or 5 other options available. You can check out our website at software.ecu.edu to see all the options. Students are also eligible for a license to download the Adobe Creative Cloud Suite at no cost. Now, you must renew this annually, but it includes Dreamweaver, Photoshop, and many of the other programs that you can use to do multimedia presentations, things of that nature. You apply for the license through our service catalog. You also have available a free Windows 10 upgrade for either your Mac or your PC computer. And you can find all of this at software.ecu.edu. We also provide communication tools for students so that you can meet online. There are 2 main conferencing tools that we use at ECU. WebEx, we're using that one right now, and Teams meetings. Both allow you to start an impromptu meeting, or you can schedule a meeting through Outlook. WebEx includes personal web space for hosting a meeting, while Teams has other collaboration features like the chat and file storage and is good for project teams. So you can create a team in Teams and use all those features with that. Couple of classroom tools that I want to mention to you. I want to mention first Canvas Learning Management System. Then I'm going to talk about audience response devices or clickers. All classes are uploaded to Canvas, but it is up to your instructor as to how much you use the online Canvas component. But as we've seen lately, quite a lot of courses have been completely online. So if you wish to get familiar with Canvas before the semester starts, if you've not used it before, you can visit canvas.ecu.edu/student-guides, and that has a whole self-learning resources for you for Canvas. Audience response system or devices called clickers, they're also called clickers, and they provide student feedback to your instructor, and it is up to your instructor whether you use it or not. But we do have information in our knowledge base about clickers and using clickers. So that's it. I want to thank all of you for joining us this morning. Remember to visit our website at itcs.ecu.edu or the Dowdy Student Store website if you want to learn more about the initiative program. Also, you'll be able to access today's questions in an FAQ on our homepage at itcs.ecu.edu.